Welcome to CBN4's Primetime News. I am your presenter, Sheena Harry. Although the cleanup has noticeably slowed down since last week's national cleanup campaign to fight Zika, Minister for Health and Environment, the Honorable Kenneth Daru, says he is extremely grateful for all the effort that was put in by various contributors.
Support and response of the citizens, the prompt and efficient service by the various truckers around the island was overwhelming. And as Minister responsible for health and environment, I am comforted and encouraged that the clarion call towards good and responsible behavior by our citizens was heeded by so many people. And this is indeed commendable, because as we have said so many times before, government cannot do it alone. We need everyone to be on board.
The minister says that the work thus far on Zika prevention has been tremendous, but it needs to continue.
And it's my understanding, and I've been informed, that a total of 400 truckloads amounting to 800 tons of waste material, most of which would have been potential breeding sites for the Aedes aegypti mosquito, would have been brought to the Fokole landfill. And this by itself should speak volumes to the tremendous success of this undertaking. However, the success of this activity should in no way negate the need for us to continue mosquito source reduction in a sustainable way. And we continue to implore and encourage all citizens to manage their waste responsibly to prevent the incidence of vector-borne diseases.
And he took the time to thank numerous individuals and groups, including parliamentarians from both sides of the House, the National Employment Program, 4th and 5th formers of secondary schools, National Pest and Termite Control, Boy Scouts and Cadet Corps, district health teams, and local government department and respective village councils. Patricia D. Bedford, veterinary public health specialist of Carib Vet, says the organization has been and continues to train the region to tackle diseases. Bedford, who spoke at the Avian Influenza National Biosecurity Workshop, said that the organization is a collaborative network of veterinary services with a mandate to improve animal and veterinary public health in 33 Caribbean countries.
CariVet is a well-structured network to meet regional objectives with 6 working groups. These are laboratory, epidemiology, swine diseases, avian diseases, veterinary public health, and communications, or newest one. And I think your CVO serves on a number of these working groups. CariVet has been preparing the region for 10 years to tackle disease emergence. Since 2008, over 200 professionals from 26 countries have been trained in epidemiology, surveillance, serological and molecular diagnostics of regional priority diseases, of which avian influenza is one, biosecurity, global information systems, quality assurance, just to name a few.
According to Bedford, CaribVet has assessed surveillance networks in 21 countries and veterinary diagnostic laboratories in 15 CARICOM countries. Bedford stated that CaribVet has developed a lot of tools for veterinary services in the region, in addition to surveillance guidelines and protocols for avian influenza, H1N1, and classical swine fever for the regional veterinary services. Also making our headlines, environmental health litigation has not been a top priority here in Dominica, but that may soon change. Larry Larocque has that report.
Chief Environmental Health Officer Anthony Scotland says the reality of an environmental court is long overdue. Scotland's statement comes on the heels of Minister of Health Kenneth Daru's recent statement that Cabinet has approved for the setting up of a court to deal with environmental issues.
We have been asking for the court for quite a while now, so it's good that we get it on the heel of a pre-Zika outbreak, and we are hoping that the court can also be utilized for all the issues of like littering, the issues of people violating separate standards. You know, that is what the purpose of this court is.
Scotland said the court will also deal with issues of air pollution as a result of spray painting in various communities. The Chief Environmental Health Officer is of the view that the court would be a good arm for the facilitation of certain programs in health, because for any serious health program to be implemented, you need to have an education component, a service component, and an enforcement of laws component. Larry Larrock for CBN4.
Thank you, Larry. A number of poultry farmers have benefited from an avian influenza national biosecurity workshop, which was a collaborative effort of the Ministry of Agriculture, the Food and Agriculture Organization, and CaribVet. Representative of the Dominica poultry farmers, Errol Harris, said the workshop was very important as the poultry farmers were educated on dealing with an outbreak of avian influenza in Dominica. The workshop follows a training and exercise held last year, which included agricultural officials, personnel of the Disaster Preparedness Unit, and other personnel, where they were taught to deal with an outbreak of avian influenza on the island.
We were extremely pleased with the participation and serious concern that the government had for this possible avian influenza that has been knocking out the United States in many parts, and it has reached South America, and we are hoping that we can keep it out of Dominica. But the most important people who are going to have to assist us in that area are you all, the poultry farmers and the staff of the Ministry of Agriculture.
Harris said he's appreciative of the participation of numerous poultry farmers at the workshop, seeing that avian influenza can have a negative impact on livestock, turkeys, dogs, pigs, and horses. According to Harris, this disease must be taken very seriously as it had the ability to severely impact the European poultry market last year. One of the most anticipated awards during the carnival season was announced a couple of weeks ago by the Discover Dominica Authority. The Adult Band of the Year was initially awarded to Africulture Stiltwalkers, but the announcement sparked a lot of controversy. The Thunderbirds Carnival Band and Carnival Corner Carnival Band threatened to file a lawsuit if the decision was not overturned by the DDA. And at the Carnival prize-giving ceremony, made good on that promise. A court-ordered injunction was served to Colin Piper, CEO of the DDA, as he awaited the start of the ceremony. The injunction from the chambers of Glenducre stated that the respondents, namely the DDA, have the option to either cancel the ceremony or withhold the award. The announcement was made by Stevenson Hyacinth, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism.
For the Adult Band of the Year will not be handed out today. Information as to the awardees will be made available in a subsequent announcement.
Leaders Cesar Emmanuel of Thunderbirds and Emmanuel Loblack of Carnival Corner wrote a letter to the DDA expressing their dissatisfaction with the prize winner, stating that the Stiltwalkers failed to meet significant criteria necessary to receive the award. Piper announced earlier this week that Discover Dominica Authority and the Dominica Festivals Commission will convene an internal review on that matter. Despite the slight hiccup prior to the ceremony, the other awards were handed off that evening. Minister for Tourism and Urban Renewal, Robert Tong, expressed gratitude to all those who contributed to the success of the season.
The Ministry of Tourism and Discover Dominica Authority wish to extend a heartfelt thanks to all the hardworking stakeholders who were instrumental in making the season not just a reality, but a grand success which it turned out to be.
And he pointed out that in excess of $64,000 will be given in prize money. He thanked the various sponsors, particularly the government of Dominica and headline sponsor Flow. Presentations were made to the Carnival Queen participants, All Mass Band of the Year Carnival Corner, Best Advertising Float NCCU, Best Flag Wavers NBD, and Best School Band the Convent Prep. But the most notable presentation was made by Duncan Stowe, the award for Nation Building Calypso.
In an effort to encourage songs which mirror patriotism, that is, love for country, I intend to make an annual contribution in Dominica to the Calypsonian who presents the best written composition with respect to the theme Nation Building.
And that award of a plaque and $2,500 went to Janae Jackson. Mass Dominic 2016 was celebrated under the theme, The Spirit of the Real Mass. The village of San Sauvé was declared a disaster area following Tropical Storm Erica. Devastated by the effects of the storm, the primary school was left without much needed supplies. And that's when Jolly's Pharmacy stepped in. Jolly's Pharmacy and Imaging and Ultrasound made a donation of necessities including stationery and even face basins. The aim was to provide the students with the tools necessary for learning, especially since they are a group of fighters and survivors. Despite being severely impacted and limited after the storm, the San Sauvé Primary School won the second place award for School Band of the Year during Carnival 2016. Staying true to its service above self motto, the Rotary Club of Dominica continues to live up to that. As the world's first and one of the largest non-profit humanitarian service organizations, the club, however, does not seek to blow its own trumpet. Fortunately, the survivors of Tropical Storm Erica who have received assistance from the club are not afraid to do so. Furniture manufacturer Lawrence Moise of Petite Savane received a donation of just under $7,000. With that money, he was able to purchase tools and even hire employees to assist him. An emotional Sylvain Parilor of the Coligio Band Mauvais and Gladiators says that right before Tropical Storm Erica, his mother died and he had to keep postponing the costly funeral while at the same time watching his livelihood destroyed. He received a donation of $5,000. And Hamlet Bellot, a contractor out of Pishley, received a $4,000 donation to purchase timely tools. He said that as a tradesman, the quality of his work is dependent on the quality of his tools. Rotary Club International celebrates 111 years of service in over 200 countries. We've come to the end of Primetime News for this evening. As always, we invite you to visit our website, cbn4.com, and if there's ever an issue or story you would like us to give particular attention, feel free to contact us. In the meantime,